Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. And as you see on the screen, we have Leviticus chapter 6. And spoke Yahweh, that would be Father, Son, Holy Spirit, to Moses, saying, if a person sins, I skipped, and commits a trespass, right, that would be intentional, not unintentional, against Yahweh, and by lying to his neighbor about what was delivered to him from safekeeping. So if there was some sort of trade going on, is what it sounds like. And he's lying about what was. So this is like, no one gave me, two sheep, but actually people gave me two sheep. Or about a pledge, or about a robbery, or if he has extorted from his neighbor, that means taken advantage of his neighbor. Yeah, this costs $30,000. Please give me $30,000, but it don't actually cost $30,000. It was only $10. So you get the idea. Or if he has found a lost thing and lies concerning it and swears in regard falsely, basically, I don't have it. I swear I don't have it. One, that in anything may do a man, he sins in them. So it doesn't matter, basically, it doesn't matter what way you have sinned in this matter, whether it's this situation or that situation or this situation, it's all guilty to God. Then it shall be because he has sinned and is guilty, and that's because he's aware of his sin, he's aware of what he's doing wrong, that he shall restore took what he has stolen. So he's got to make recompense. He's got to make it fair, okay, to the person. Or even the thing which he has extorted, or what for safekeeping was delivered to him, placed in his hand, entrusting in his hand, or what was lost, which he found, or all that about which he has sworn, he swore falsely, he shall restore, and its value and a fifth. So basically with interest. So not just what it costs, but a little bit more than what it costs. And a fifth add more to it, to whomever it belongs, and give it on that day as his trespass offering or sin offering. In this case, trespass offering is an offense, right? A sin, a wrongdoing, committing a trespass. And his trespass offering he shall bring to Yahweh. So he's got to basically make it right with the person he did wrong. And on top of that, on top of making it right with the person, he also has to turn around and make it right with God, as you see here. And his trespass he shall bring to Yahweh, that's Father, Son, Holy Spirit, a ram without blemish, so a pure and spotless ram, in this case, from the flock with a valuation or a value as a trespass offering. And he must bring it to the priest, and the priest shall make atonement, so shall make atonement him for him, the priest, before Yahweh. So basically, they kill the animal, they shed its blood, they do what they're supposed to do with the blood and the body. And basically, before they do what they need to do with the body and the blood, in most cases, it's like the priest sprinkle the blood on the veil, pour some blood on the base of the altar, and then separate the pieces of the animal. And then once that's done, the priest takes these pieces into the Holy of Holies and presents them to God as a sin offering, or here a trespass offering. But the person themselves can't take it into it. Otherwise, the moment they step foot into the Holy of Holies, they're dead, because they're not pure in the eyes of God. And there has been no final sacrifice to cover over someone being sinful. And it says, when the priest makes atonement for this person, Yahweh shall be forgiven to him, meaning that it shall be forgiven of that person by the Trinity. For one, if anything, or one of everything that he may have done in which he trespasses. So however many times he trespasses, that's how many times he needs to bring a offering. And spoke to Yahweh, to Moses, saying, command Aaron and his sons, those would be the high priest and the priests, saying this, that the law of the burnt offering is the burnt offering shall be on the hearth upon the altar. So what is the hearth? The hearth is the plate or top of the altar all night long. So the burnt offering needs to stay there all night long until morning, and the fire of the altar shall be kept burning, so the fire should not go out, and shall put on the priest his garment linen and his trousers linen, and he shall put on his body and take the ashes which has consumed the fire of the burnt offering on the altar, and he shall put them beside the altar, so move the ashes, and he shall take off his garment and put on other garments, and carry the ashes outside the camp to a place clean, and the fire on the altar shall be kept burning on it, not it shall be put out, and shall burn on it the priest the wood on it every morning, and lay in order on it the burnt offering, and he shall burn on it the fat of the peace offerings. A fire shall always be burning on the altar. Never it shall go out. So the fire is not allowed to go out. It would be a great, great, great problem. Indeed. And he shall take from it a handful of fine flour of the grain offering. So different type of offering, grain offering, a handful, not the whole thing. And with its oil and all the frankincense which was mixed with it, which is on the grain offering, and shall burn it on the altar for an aroma sweet as a memorial or remembrance to Yahweh, the one true God, triune God. And the remainder of it he shall eat, Aaron and his sons, with unleavened bread. That means bread without yeast. It shall be eaten in a place holy, in a holy place. Okay? So a place that is sacred and set aside. In the court of the tabernacle of the meeting, they shall eat it. So that's where they should eat it. Okay? In the place where God's presence is, that is designated as holy. Not it shall be baked with leaven, meaning with yeast. As their portion, I have given it of my offerings made by fire. Most is most holy, it. Meaning it is the most holy of holy. Like the sin offering and the trespass offering as well. All males among the sons of Aaron, that means the descendants of Aaron, may eat it. Likely this is the priests, the sons of Aaron that would be the priests that would eat it. And it shall be a statute or a rule forever in the generations concerning the offerings made by fire to Yahweh. Everyone who touches them must be holy. So even if you touch someone that is eating this thing, you have to be holy, otherwise you're dead. And spoke Yahweh, Trinity again, to Moses, saying, This is the offering of Aaron and his sons, which they shall offer to Yahweh. Beginning on the day he is anointed, when a tenth of ephah, that's a tenth of fine flour, a measure of flour, a grain offering every day, half of it in the morning and half of it at night. So whatever this measure of flour is, half is to be given in the morning, half is to be offered at night. In a pan with oil it shall be made. When it is mixed, it shall bring it in baked of the grain offering. Pieces you shall offer for a aroma sweet to Yahweh. So basically bacon. And that's still Trinity, but from a singular standpoint. And the priest who anointed in his place from among his sons shall offer it as a statute or rule forever to Yahweh. Holy it shall be burned, meaning as a whole, not broken in pieces. For every grain offering for the priest, holy shall it be burned, not it shall be eaten. So you shall not eat it, but it shall be offered. Okay. Then we have the sin offering that comes next, as we see on the screen. Now we have a sin offering, as we see. And spoke Yahweh, that's Trinity, to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, This is the law of the sin offering. In the place where it is killed, the burnt offering shall be killed. So wherever it's at, and what it says here is this is the place where it should be killed. The burnt offering shall be killed in this place. The sin offering before Yahweh, in front of Yahweh, basically. Or in this case, in front of the Holy of Holies. It is most holy it. The sacrifice is most holy. The priest who offers it for sin shall eat it in a place holy. It shall be eaten in a place that's holy, basically. In the court of the tabernacle, that's the holy place of the meeting. Everyone who touches its flesh must be holy. When is sprinkled its blood on any garment that on which it is sprinkled, you shall wash in a place holy. But the vessel earthen in which it is boiled in shall be broken, and if in a pot bronze it be boiled, and it shall be scoured and rinsed in water. So basically, however, these specific sin offerings and the way that the sin offerings are presented, there's different ways for different types of things. All males among the priests may eat the most holy it, and sin offering from which is brought any of the blood into the tabernacle of the meeting to make atonement in the holy place, not shall be eaten in the fire, it shall be eaten. So there's not a whole lot to give you here, but what I do want to give you is the map, so you can see the tabernacle area and all this other stuff. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen is the temple building for the most parts. Okay, so we have the Ark of the Covenant here, the Ark and the cherubim, and this is the veil right here, the veil. This section right here, as you see the mouse moving around, that's the Holy of Holies. Only the high priest Aaron would be allowed to go in there and make the arrangements. That's why he had to wear the ephod and the breastplate, specifically that has the 12 tribes set in stone, written on stones to go in with him. And basically he would then make an offering right here at the altar, this little thing here. And then, and this is where the ark is, and he would make an offering, and he would make it unto Yahweh, which you can't see on the screen, but it's off the screen here. And then we have the incense altar, which is right here outside of the veil. We have the candles on this side, usually probably the menorah, if I'm looking at this right, which would be 7 candles. We have the bread offering, so any of the bread offerings would be done here. Then we have the outer, this is called the holy space. As we see, the Levite priests would be here. That would be likely the sons of Aaron would be allowed in here. Then we have the wash basin, which would likely be where they would cleanse things right here. They would wash the pieces and all that stuff, and then they would walk it in and then hand it to Aaron. Aaron would go in and hand it. And the altar right here, this is where likely the sacrifice would be done, where they would kill the thing, right, the animal, and separate its parts and all this other stuff, and put its hand on its head. And then the offerings is, this section is where the people come. They come through here, and they're basically in this first section, the ordinary people, and they bring whatever it is here, and they stand here in the altar. They offer it on the altar to the Aaron, and probably Aaron as well as the sons of Aaron would be standing around as they do this, and then they kill the animal, and then if it's an animal or if it's grain offering or whatever it is, they do that here, and then they take it into the intersections. So this is the meeting place and the tabernacle stuff and all that stuff. So I just wanted you to see that. Here's another one for reference. Okay, we have the Holy of Holies, which is the Ark of the Covenant, or the mercy seat, and God's presence in here. We have the altar of incense. We have the table of something here. I can't see. We have the lampstands, and this would be Holy of Holies, most holy place, holy place. Then we have the porch. This is where likely the people would be meeting at. Then we have the inner courts, and then we have the outer courts, and things like that. Now, this is uh, the order of how it's supposed to be done specifically for the most part, but this kind of gives you an idea that it's sectioned off. Okay,